YouTube, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. My name is TD9Games, and today we got a different video, I should say. We got MyGM mode, but we got a challenge on MyGM mode. We're going to try and beat the opposition brand using only local talents. So I'll show you how I set this up right now. First off, we got to choose a GM, and right away I'm going to go off my create a character because of the unique power card, so it raises the popularity of the superstar with the lowest popularity by 20, and considering that I'm picking local talent, other popularity is going to be very bad, so that's a very good one to have. And off the brands, we're going to go SmackDown because of their unique power card. 6 random superstars on our roster will have their popularity increased by +6, so that's huge for local talent as well. We're going to be AI, and we're going to be against, let's go Adam Pearce and Raw. Why not? AI difficulty is just going to be normal. 15 weeks all in this video. Draft pool, we had a custom. I'll show you the draft pool. So we have a local draft pool. If we just show you this a second. So what I've had to do is my custom superstars that I downloaded from the, as you would have seen in the last video in the WWE Royal Rumble. There's some that you haven't seen here before, and you'll see in future videos to come. We have added them in as local talent because you need to put 30 local talents. For the local talents to appear on the draft, they gotta be active status. So all these local talents from Olaf to Red Flame, Rich, Adrian, Trent Shaw, Kyle Slickman, all the local talents I had to put as active so they'd appear in the draft. And you need to have 30 local talents within the whole game, within the whole GM. So I put 30 random superstars, creative superstars as local talents, hoping that they don't get signed within 15 weeks. I wouldn't think they would because the popularity is very low. But we are going to get into that. If I just back out of that, I made 0 changes. And I would like to select that draft pool. And we're going to jump straight into the draft right now. Okay, we all know the draft rules. I'll leave them on the screen for a second. We have 2.7 million. It doesn't matter to us because what we're going to do is we're going to go down here to where Red Monsoon and everyone is. We're going to find the last WWE superstar on the list. And the last WWE superstar is Alexander Wolf. So we're going to draft everybody underneath Alexander Wolf, starting with Joel Wheeler. John Cena. Okay, and then we're going to go down here. We're going to take Jody Garcia. Look at the popularity. The popularity of Jody Garcia and Joe Wheeler is 32 and 35. So you know that's not good. Maya Kirk, 30 overall. She's a bruiser and a heel. Becky Lynch? Yeah, Becky Lynch. Okay. And now what we're going to do now is we're going to find Alexander Wolf again. We're going to go, actually before we do it, I'm going to make sure we have matchups. So Tamara Tycross versus Jody Garcia is a good matchup. Cruiser versus Giant. Hill versus Babyface, and that is a good class synergy right there. We need someone for Joel Wheeler. Right there, we need a Olaf Ostrowski as a heel or a good giant. Joel Wheeler as a heel giant, so we're going to take Olaf right now. Now, the thing is, we'll have a lot of money left to put on mad fights. Well, I say mad fights, for example, Hell in a Cells, etc. every week because of how much money. These characters only cost 20, 30, 40k, whereas if you pick anyone like us here, it's like 100, 200, sometimes even 300k, it depends on who it is. So we're saving a lot of money when we do this. We're going to just take Vicky McLeod as a bruiser. Nail me as a cruiser, okay. Who do we just pick? Vicky McLeod. Okay, so we need a fighter if we have any. We don't have any, so what we're going to do is we're just going to take a Sammy George. Raw picks Tamina. A solid building block just landed on this brand. I'm going to take Trent Shaw as he is a cruiser. Olaf is a giant, so there is a good matchup as well. Damian Priest, Raw picked, okay. I'm going to go with Triton and another Giant in here now. So we have 2 Cruisers, 2 Giants. We need to get some Specialists on board. Raw picked Otis. I need a Specialist, so there we go. Bobby Marquis. Nice. Let's go, Bobby. Raw picked Dexter. Okay, Raw only has 700k left. We have 2.4 million. We gotta pick Red Monsoon. We just got to. Is the least popular star on the whole draft board, and you know we had to pick him. Ignition, a babyface specialist, very good stamina as well. So that's good to have. Raw picked Andrea Cannon, so Raw is going on their local talent and picked up Andrea Cannons. So now we gotta pick we're gonna go with Lula Tandy right now. Raw go for Brian Kendrick. We're gonna go with Gunther McGregor as a. Okay, Raw went for Keith Lee. Okay, there's only 5 local talents left. Sorry, my apologies. We're gonna go with Ella Rabois. Raw went Alexander Wolf. That's fine. We got this in the bag right now. Daniel Wallace as a Hill Cruiser. Raw went for Beth Spartan. Another local talent for Raw. So we have Silence and Broderick. Raw is finished with their draft pick, and look at their draft class. That's okay, but wait to see my draft class, because there's only 1 local talent left, and that's Silence, and we're going to pick him up. We have 9 male, 9 female. We're going to end the draft right there. We're ending the draft with 2.2 million in our bank. That is our draft board right here. We have 2.2 million in the bank, but we're going to hop on the free agency right away. And any local talents on free agency, we're going to sign to our roster either permanently or on a 5 or 10 week rolling basis. Before we do any of that, or before we get into week 1, we got to choose our champions. Here is the 9 male fighters that we have. We gotta think of matchups right now. For example, if we go Wheeler, his first matchup will be Olaf. If we go Trent, his first matchup will be Red Monsoon, most likely. If we go Broderick, his first matchup will be Bobby Marquis. They get a +10 rating. Now, Joe Wheeler's already at 35. We are going to give the title. I've got a good plan for us. To Trent Shaw. Trent Shaw goes up to 38 overall. The reason I'm doing that there is Trent Shaw's first fight to retain a title will be against Red Monsoon. We have a power card that gives a +20 popularity to the lowest fighter on our roster. The lowest popularity fighter is Red Monsoon. He'll get a +20, which means the first fight that we'll put on is a 38 popularity versus a 38 popularity, which is our 2 most popular stars in our roster. IQ. I don't know if that's a good IQ move, but we'll see. Female, who would lead like to female champion to be? We could put it as Jody Garcia. Her first fight will be against Tamara Tecros. Yeah? Yes, Tamara Tecros. Or Ignition. We'll give Jody Garcia versus Ignition. Sammy George. Sammy George is our female SmackDown champion. She goes to 30 popularity. And then Trent Shaw is our male champion. Before we do anything else, we're going to go straight to free agency. Any local talents right here. Ignore the creative characters that, as we said at the start, they had to go on. Cora Cutlass here. Now, we do need a babyface female fighter. We have a lot of heels, so that's perfect. 10-week contract for 33,000. Boom. She signs for SmackDown. We are going to sign, get her TLC inventory card. Superstar training. We don't need. Health Spa we're going to take, and we're going to give a beginner's luck. Raise the popularity of the superstar with the lowest popularity by 20, and that is Red Monsoon. Red Monsoon goes up to 38 popularity. 6 random superstars, we're getting a popularity increase by 6. We're also going to use that right now. And let's see who gets that. Joel Wheeler got it, I just seen. None of the champions got it, I don't think. Bobby Marquis, Jody Garcia, Lula Tandy, Joe Wheeler, Olaf, and Maya Kirk. Get it? Which means our roster sits like this. We have 10 fighters above a popularity of 30, so we'll try to put as much of them 10 on in the first fight as we can. And this is our week 1 fight card right now. Fight number 1, we got Sammy George versus Cora Cutt for the female title one-on-one tables match. Can Sammy George retain her title? She does not. Cora Cutt is her new female champion. 3-star good fight and the rivalry starts. Joe Wheeler doing some self-promotion. Okay promotion, but it does not change anything. We got a tag team of El Rabois and Ignition. 2 babyface specialists against 2 heel bruisers and Vicky McLeod and Maya T. Kirk. We're going to see what this Maya and Vicky wins, and that is a 1-star dull match. Jody Garcia calls out Tamara T. Cross. Weak promo, but it does start a rivalry. And our main event, Red Monsoon challenges the champion Trent Shaw in a one-on-one Extreme Rules match for the title. And our current champion is Red Monsoon. 2 titles change hands today. Both title fights are a 3-star fight. Let's see how that compares to Raw and week 1. Our mid card let us down. We were there and thereabouts with the opener and main event, but that is okay. We gained 71,000 fans and a profit of 41,000. 71,000 fans, Raw gained 78. So there's 7,000 fans ahead of us going on to week number 2. And this week in week number 2 in free agency, there is a local talent by the name of Whitney Quaid. We're going to sign him permanently for 45,000. Welcome Whitney to the roster. We're going to sign an health spa sign. We're going to buy a health spa and injury rehab. Now, in week number 2, I'm not feeling very confident, but we have to work with what we got. We just got to try and increase popularity, etc. One-on-one tables match, Joe Wheeler versus Olaf to open up a fight card right now. And the winner is Joe Wheeler. 2-star fight, and it starts a rivalry. Sammy George calls out Cora after losing her title last week. And rivalry grows to level 2. Mid card, we got Gunther McGregor versus Bobby Marquis. That's just a filler fight. That's going to be like a 1-star fight. Gunther wins. 1-star fight. Starts a rivalry. Daniel Walls calls out Ignition to start a rivalry. Nothing happens there. And we got Tamara T. Cross and Lula Tandy versus Cora Cutt and Jody Garcia. And a tag team Extreme Rules main event. The Commissioner goal this week was to put on an Extreme Rules fight. So I put it on the main event, hoping to increase it. Lula and Tamara come out as winners, a 2-star fight. And I feel like Raw is going to run away with this in week number 2. 1, 2. We got about 3.5 stars. We had a very bad week. We gained 64,000 fans, however. Raw gained 81,000. But that is okay with us. That is okay. John Cena and Becky Lynch is the 2 champions over in Raw. Red Monsoon and Cora Cutt as the 2 champions at SmackDown. Now, in week number 3, there is 3 local talent free agents. There is Clint McDougall, who we're going to sign on a 10-week contract for 20,000. There is Dante Roberts, who we're going to sign on a 10-week contract for 20,000. And Lurch Evans, who we're signing on a 5-week contract for 10,000. 3 new superstars to the roster, and let's see what kind of show we can put on this week. This week in week 3, Joe Wheeler versus Olaf is going to open up the card once again for the second week running in a one-on-one normal match. Olaf wins this time. 2-star fight. Whitney Quaid doing some charity work, getting 5,000 fans in. Tamara T. Cross fights Jody Garcia on a one-on-one Extreme Rules Commissioner goal. The Commissioner goals made sure Tamara T. Cross fought this week. 2.5-star rivalry grows. Trent Shaw calls out the champion Red Monsoon, looking for the rematch for the title. Good promo. And the title is on the line once again. Cora Cutt versus Sammy George in a one-on-one tables match. Can Cora Cutt defend her title? She does. She beats Sammy George once again in a 4-star amazing fight. That's our best fight we had in 3 weeks. Can that fight save us? Down 1. We won this week. We were down 1. We're down half a star. We won by 2 stars against Raw this week. We gained 76,000 fans. I'm a little bit of profit, but we gained 76,000 fans. Raw gained 74. So we did close the gap by 2k. The champions stay the same for both brands as we go on to week number 3. 1 week before our first pay-per-view, the commissioner goal, the commissioner goal was to schedule a run-in on our most popular star. Our most popular star is our female champion, Cora Cutt. Cora Cutt is in a rivalry with Sammy George. Cora Cutt is also in a tag team rivalry with Garcia against Tandy and Ty Cross. So Garcia and Cutt's going to fight in a tag team. Extreme Rules against Tandy and Ty Cross. Sammy George going to come on and attack Cora Cutt for the commissioner goal, which should make for a good fight to open up a card. Ty Cross and Tandy do one. A 3-star good fight. Does not increase any rivalry, however. Joe Wheeler calls out Olaf once again. Excellent promo by Joe. He's the best fighter on our whole roster on the mic. So I was expecting an excellent promo out of him. Mid-card is a makeshift tag team of Lurch Evans and Clint McDougall versus Bobby Marquis and Silence. I expect a bad fight here. Silence and Bobby Marquis won. 1.5 star disappointing fight. So that fight's going to be like a filler fight. It's a new rivalry. Daniel Wallace doing some charity work, getting 5,000 fans in. And the main event, the title is not on the line, but Red Monsoon fights Trent Shaw. Trent Shaw does beat Red Monsoon. 1.5 star disappointing fight, but next week they will fight for the title. Let's see, John Cena is fighting for the title there now, and we got beat by Raw this week, but that's fine. 72,000 fans we got. What did Raw get? 66. So we closed the gap by 6,000 on Raw. With 15,000 fans between us and Raw. I feel like this is very doable to do. Very doable. WrestleMania Backlash pay-per-view is here. And let's see what we can do. Now what I am going to do this week is I am going to veto a random superstar off Raw's roster this week. I'm also going to free special effects bookings, so we don't have to pay a penny for special effects for the show this week, which saves us money. We're also going to double the cost of Raw's show. Pay-per-views is my forte. I know what I do for pay-per-views. And we're going to put on a little bit of TLC. One randomly booked tables, ladders, and chairs match will get a higher than normal match rating. Continue and activate that, and let's see what sort of fight card we can put on. But before we do it, let's go to free agency, and let's sign the only local free agent at the minute, and that is Nova Northern Light. 10 weeks for 20,000, and let's sign her, and let's put on a masterclass at pay-per-view. Our first pay-per-view is here, and to open up a pay-per-view, we got Cora Cutt versus Sammy George in a one-on-one tables match for the belt. And Sammy George is our new champion. 4-star amazing fight, and the rivalry between those two is complete. What Nick Quaid doing some charity promo right now. A week promo with 5,000 fans we got. Jody Garcia versus Tamara Ty Cross in a one-on-one Extreme Rules fight. Tamara Ty Cross becomes victorious. 3.5 star, a great fight, and the rivalry does grow. Maya Kirk calling out the new addition to our roster this week, Nova Northern Light. A week promo, but the rivalry does get started. Joe Wheeler versus Olaf. I feel like whoever wins this fight will challenge the winner of the title. So this is like the #1 contender fight right here. So whoever wins us right now, one-on-one tables match, Joe Wheeler versus Olaf, and the winner is Joe Wheeler. Joe Wheeler comes out victorious. 3.5 star, great fight. Triton doing some charity promo, 5,000 fans, and the moment we've been waiting for, one-on-one TLC fight between the champion Red Monsoon and the former champion Trent Shaw. Trent Shaw's been waiting 4 weeks to get a shot at the title after he lost on week 1. And here it goes. And the winner is Red Monsoon. And a 5-star legendary fight. And that is rivalry complete. So Red Monsoon will fight Joe Wheeler next for the rivalry for the title. Let's see what Raw done. No titles on the line for Raw, but disappointing. We're up by 1. We're up by... Oh my god, we blew Raw out of the water. Look at this. We're up by 1. We're up by 2.5. By 3. By 4. We beat Raw by 4.5 stars. We gained 215,000 fans. To Raw's... what the Raw gain? 166. Damn. That means we are 44,000 fans ahead of Raw. And our new champions is Red Monsoon and Sammy George. Now, 1 week after pay-per-view, I sent a lot of people's stamina low. I sent 4 fighters to the spa, health spa for a week. So our roster's a little bit fun this week, because I needed to rest a few people. So opening up a card, we got Maya T. Kirk versus Nova Northern Light. We did start a rivalry between these guys last week at the pay-per-view. Nova Northern Light beats Maya in a 1.5-star disappointing fight. This is going to be a bad fight card. What Nick Quaid doing some charity work. Triton is going to fight Danny Roberts. It's not going to be a good fight. This is going to be a bad fight card. Danny Roberts, disappointing fight. Olaf's calling out Trent. Now this is a fight I'm looking forward to. Good promo, and the rivalry starts. Jody Garcia versus Tamara Ty-Cross. This is a fight that can save our fight card. Tamara Ty-Cross once again. 4-star, amazing fight, in the rivalry grows. That rivalry is at level 4, max level now. I'm at the Gucci store. We're a 0.5 star down, 1 star, 1.5 star down. The fact that we actually beat Raw by 0.5 star just because of the last fight. We gained 43,000 fans. Raw gained 36,000, so we gained 9,000 more believers than Raw, and we're 42,000 fans ahead as we go on to week number 6. Week number 7. Now, in week number 7, there's 2 local free agents here. Tim Burr, a Hill bruiser, we're going to sign for 18,000. And Adrian, I want to say, but it's Adrian Williams, a babyface specialist, for 18,000 for 10 weeks, sorry. So let's get him on. Commissioner goal this week is book your least popular available star for a match for a free advertising, which we will use at the next pay-per-view. So let's see what we can come up with right now. Week number 7 now, a little bit of a poor card. I'm trying to sort out a few rivalries, but I need a few role changes. Hence why this week and next week will be used for role changes before we actually kick on again. Ignition and El Rabois is going to fight Maya Kirk and Vicky McLeod. Commissioner goal is to make the... Commissioner goals have my least popular fighter fight this week, and that was El Rabois. So she's teaming up with Ignition to fight Maya and Vicky, who are a tag, and Maya and Vicky won once again. 2-star fight, but it does start a rivalry, which I don't know if I want, but you know, I will take it. Joe Wheeler is going to change from a heel to a babyface. Excellent promo by Joe Wheeler, we love that. Adrian Williams is going to fight Tim Burr and a 1-star mid-card fight. I knew that. Trent Shaw is going to change from a heel, or from a babyface to a heel right now. The ex-champion. An okay promo. And then our main event is a bad main event, but a Silence and Bobby Marquis versus Lurch Evans and Clint McDougall. And Silence and Bobby Marquis won. 2-star mediocre fight. Again, bad card. I knew it was going to be bad. Raw didn't even do any promos or anything. And considering that I was a weak card, Raw put on a really weak card as well. We only got beat by 1.5 star. We gained 27,000 fans. Raw gained 37,000, which means Raw is still 30,000 behind us, but going on to week number 8. This week in free agency, in week number 8, Brute Force, a local talent, is a free agent. 10,000 for 5 weeks. We're going to add him to the roster. And we're going to submit that and move on to week number 8. And to kick things off, we have 2 titles on the line tonight. Red Monsoon faces Joe Wheeler in a brand new rivalry for the title. Red Monsoon won his rivalry last time. Joe Wheeler won the #1 contender match. 1-on-1 tables. And Joe Wheeler is our new champion right now. 3-star good fight. Cora Cut, the ex-champion, calls out Vicky McLeod. As the OK promo did not start a rivalry. Silence and Bobby Marquis fights Evans and McDougall again for a mid-card fight. Marquis and Silence once again. 3-star good fight. Judy Garcia calls out Tamara Ty-Cross. Even though the rivalry is at level 4, I don't want it to decrease before the pay-per-view. And our main event of the evening is Sammy George trying to retain her title against the babyface bruiser that is Lula Tandy. And Sammy George retains her title, and it is 2.5-star OK fight. That's not bad. That's okay. That's okay. I'll take it. I'll take it. We did get beat by Raw this week. The main event let us down. We gained 40,000 fans. Raw gained 51,000. They start to close the gap right now. They are 21,000 fans behind us right now as we enter week number 9. Week number 9, opening fight is Cora Cut versus Vicky McLeod. Cora called her out last week and didn't start a rivalry. Cora beats her this week and starts a rivalry, but it's a disappointing fight. Whitney Quaid calls out the champion Sammy George. Nothing happens there. Silence and Bobby Marquis. I made Bobby Marquis a promise that he'd get a tables match within the next 2 weeks. So I thought I'd put the tag team on this week against Evans and McDougall again. But in a tables match, Marquis and Silence do one for the 3rd time in a row. 3.5-star great fight. Lula Tandy doing some charity work, getting 5,000 fans in. And a main event of Joe Wheeler versus Red Monsoon. Joe Wheeler wanted a main event this week because it's his hometown as well. So we're going to simulate it. 2 and 3. And the champion is Joe Wheeler. 3-star good fight. Even though I thought it was going to be a poor fight this week, we did smash Raw. We beat them by 1.5. A star and a half. We gained 25,000 fans. Raw gained 29,000. So Raw slowly but surely closing the gap to 18,000 fans as we enter Raw closed as we enter pay-per-view week number 10. And free agency this week we have Jake Sandu, and we're going to sign him as a local talent, a babyface cruiser. We do have a few power cards on this week. We have Block and Raw from using their most popular superstar, doubling the cost of our show. We're using free advertising. We're using a higher than normal Extreme Rules and Hell in a Cell match. So this week pay-per-view should be very, very interesting. And sure, the Broderick cuts a promo this week as well. Perfect. So let's see what we can come up with right now. So the tables, ladders and chairs pay-per-view, we have just over $1 million left in the bank at the minute. We're spending nearly 200k in this week's show, from the fights to the promos and the advertising, etc. So kicking off a fight card, we have Joe Wheeler versus Red Monsoon, 1-on-1, and a Hell in a Cell fight. So this could be very interesting. Their stamina might not be able to deal with it, but we'll see. For the belt, can Joe Wheeler beat Red Monsoon for the 3rd week in a row? He can. Of course he can. 5-star legendary fight, and it's only a level 2 rivalry. Broderick does some charity work. It was the commissioner goal. Judy Garcia fights Tamara Ty-Cross. Level 4 rivalry TLC fight. Judy Garcia comes out victorious there. 4-star amazing fight and a rivalry complete. Cora Cut calls out Vicky McLeod. An OK promo. Clint McDougall and Lurch Evans fight Silence and Bobby Marquis in a tag team tables match. That's your Calder rivalry here. Evans and McDougall won. 4.5-star classic fight. Whitney Quaid does some charity work. And for the title, an Extreme Rules match between Sammy George and a contender, Lula Tandy. Extreme Rules, and the champion is still Sammy George. and a 4.5-star classic fight, which starts a rivalry between them two. That is how you put on a pay-per-view. I don't care what Raw does, because we're going to beat them. Look at that. We beat them by 1.5. We smashed them by 2.5. What's that? 4, 5, 5. We beat Raw by 6 stars over the pay-per-view. We gained 196,000 fans off that show. Raw gained 141,000, so we gained over 50,000 more fans than Raw, which means with just 4 or 5 weeks to go, we're nearly 100,000 fans ahead of Raw. We're going to Los Angeles week 11, 4 weeks until WrestleMania. Now, free agency in week 11, we got Dewey Carter, who is a babyface cruiser. We're going to sign him to the roster, and the power cards we're going to buy, get the tables, the health spa, and we're going to keep it at that. We're going to save up a few. Week number 11 now. First fight of the card, we have Trent Shaw versus Olaf. We want to start a rivalry between these two guys. Olaf does become victorious. 2-star mediocre fight, does not start a rivalry. Tim Burr doing some charity work, gaining 5,000 fans. We have Tridon versus Brute Force. Tridon hasn't fought in a while. Brute Force hasn't fought since he signed 2 weeks ago. He gets his debut and a dull fight, which means we need the main event to save us. Cora Cut calls out Vicky McLeod. Excellent promo by Cora. Main event, Maya and Vicky versus Ella Rabois and Ignition. A tag team Extreme Rules match. And Vicky and Maya do come out victorious in an okay fight. A very bad card from us right now. A very bad card from us. We got beat by 1, we got beat by 2, we got beat by a 1.5 star. We gained 3,000 fans. Is that all? Wow. Raw gained 11,000. So us and Raw had a very bad week, so that is okay. Cena and Becky Lynch is still Raw champions 11 weeks later. Joe Wheeler and Sammy George is the SmackDown champions as we go into week number 12. So in week number 12 now, we're going to use the To The Moon attribute card, and we're going to use it on Jody Garcia. Jody Garcia is fighting this week, which means after she fights, she automatically gets a plus 15 to her attributes, so she'll be one of the most popular fighters on the roster. But to kick it off, we got the two babyface giants, and Olaf and Triton, versus the 2 cruiser heels and Brute Force and Trent Shaw in a tag team Extreme Rules match. And the giants and Triton and Olaf won. 3-star good fight. The male champion Joe Wheeler doing some self-promotion, +1. Ignition wanted a solo match this week to prove to her tag team partner that she's the reason that she's getting beat. So I put her against Daniel Wallace in a mid-card fight, and Ignition does 1. A 1.5-star disappointing fight. Female champion Sammy George does some self-promo. No effect there, damn it. And a tag team tables between Lula and Tamara and Cora and Jody Garcia. Tamara Tigras and Lula Tandy do 1 and a 2.5-star okay fight, which starts a rivalry between the tag team teams. We did get beat a lot this week, but I want to see match report. Garcia going to +3, so she's up to a +15. She's up to a 71 popularity. I believe Garcia may be our most popular fighter in the card right now. 14,000 fans we gained this week. Raw gained 18,000. Okay, that's fine by me. We're still 60,000 fans ahead of Raw as we enter week number 12. Week number 13, sorry, we enter week number 13, damn it. Now, week number 13, we kick off the card with an open fight between Cora Cut and Vicky McLeod. 1-on-1 tables match. Cora Cut comes out victorious. 3-star good fight. Joe Wheeler versus calls out Red Monsoon. Rivalry grows to level 3. Trying to get that level rivalry with the champions to level 4 before WrestleMania comes around in 2 weeks' time. Jose Garcia versus Tamara Tigras. 1-on-1 normal fight. Jody Garcia, our most popular fighter in the roster, wants to fight. She might get the next title shot, or she might something to do with the title, maybe. We'll see. Sammy George calls out Lula Tandy. It does not change anything. And then the 2 giants versus the 2 cruisers. Main event. Shaw and Force, the two mediocre. Not the best fight card, but Raw are not. Raw beat us by 1 star. We're 11,000 fans we gained. That was a bad week. Raw gained 21,000. We are 52,000 ahead of Raw still as we enter 1 week before WrestleMania. All my big fighters should probably get rested this week, so we will see what kind of show we can put on this week. 1 week before WrestleMania, there is one more local free agent at the minute, and that is a guy called the Red Flame. Maybe he'll fight this week to give the champions and the big names who's going to fight next week a rest. We'll see what we can do with him right now, but let's see what we can do. 1 week before WrestleMania, we got Timber and the Red Flame. I try to get him in a match versus Jake Sandu and Dante Roberts. Red Flame versus Jake Sandu. I wanted to do. Why not put the other two as well? Because their popularity are a lot higher. Tag team, 2 heels versus 2 baby faces. Let's see what happens this fight. And the Red Flame and Timber won in a 1-star fight. Cora Cook calls out Vicky McLeod. An okay promo. Bobby Marquis versus Dewey Carter. Mud card. We don't really care about this week because the WrestleMania is next week. Bobby Marquis wins. Red Monsoon calls out Joe Wheeler. Increases the rivalry to 4. That's fantastic. Maya Kirk fights Nova Northern Light in our main event. 1-on-1 normal. Maya T. Kirk is victorious in the main event. All of them were 1 star and 1.5 star fights. We got chewed up this week by Raw, but you know what? We lost 19,000 fans this week. We lost 19,000. Raw gained 10,000, which means coming down to WrestleMania, I like to make it tough. There's 19,000 fans between us and Raw as we come to WrestleMania week number 15. And here we go here. WrestleMania is here. We are using our TLC higher rating match and our tables higher rating match. This is what we're going for. We're going to submit that, and we're spending 427,000. We picked the top one on every logistics. We saved so much money over the last couple of weeks that we could afford to do this, and this is what it comes down to. Can I win MyGM mode using only local talents against Raw, who is using the best and the biggest fighters in WWE? Opening up, we got the women's SmackDown Championship on the line between Sammy George and Lula Tandy in a tables match. Jody Garcia is coming on to intervene to bring some excitement to the match. And the winner is Sammy George. She is still the champion in a 4.5 star classic match. That's a good start. Dewey Carter doing some charity work, getting 5,000 fans in. Cora Cutt is fighting Vicky McLeod in an Extreme Rules match. And Vicky McLeod beats Cora Cutt in a 3.5 star great match. Whitney Quaid does some charity work for 5,000 fans. We love that. Brute Force and Trent Shaw, the 2 cruisers, fighting Trayton and Olaf, the 2 giants. We're going to simulate that, see what happens right now. And Olaf and Trayton, the 2 giants, won in a 3.5 star great fight. This is good. This is going the way I wanted so far. Cylons doing some charity work. Perfect. Now we had to put this fight on. You know I had to put this fight on. The Red Flame versus Jake Sandu. You know I had to put it on. But not only did I have to put it on, I put it in a Hell in a Cell match as well. The fight before the biggest fight of WrestleMania. The Red Flame versus Jake Sandu. And the winner, Jake Sandu. And a 2.5 star okay fight. Adrian Williams doing some charity work, and then the biggest fight, Joe Wheeler putting his belt on the line against the person who was champion at the start of the series, Red Monsoon, on a 1-on-1 TLC match. And the winner and the champion at the end of the series is Red Monsoon, and a 5-star legendary fight. I think I won. I like to think I won. Let's see what Raw done. Roderick Strong versus John Cena. No titles on the line, surprisingly. Roderick Strong beats John Cena. And a great fight. You know what? I don't really care because I know I won. 4.5, 3.5, 3.5. Oh. I'm 1 up. I'm down by half a star. I'm up by 1. I'm down by 1. We beat Raw by 2 stars. And our best 2 fights are our opener and our main event. We gained 300,000 fans from WrestleMania. Raw gained 226, so we were 70,000 fans extra on Raw this week. Plus, we were already like 40, 50 ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, that is how it ends. Red Monsoon is the SmackDown male champion. Sammy George is the SmackDown female champion. TD9 Games is the best general manager WWE has ever seen. We have beaten Raw using only local talents by over 90,000 fans. If you guys want to see more challenges or more, if you guys want to see more challenges on MyGM mode or anything to get there, make sure to smash a thumbs up, subscribe down below if you haven't already, turn on the bell notification so you get notified when I upload every single day. It's been your boy T. Thank you very much for watching, and make sure if you do like this video, guys, make sure to share it around, smash a thumbs up button. I appreciate you all. This was so much fun to sit down and make. I didn't think I was going to do it, but we've done it. Local Talents has defeated WWE roster. What is next? Let me know what challenge is next. Have a good night. Have a good day. I love you all. Peace out. I am the best general manager that ever is. Oh my god, how did I do that?